HR Czar here. You ever work with somebody that you just really can't stand? We're going to go through a little bit about how you deal with that. Yeah, I did a survey on LinkedIn recently and asked people, what is it that you want me to talk about on this channel? And I was really surprised with one of the main things they wanted me to talk about was working with people that they don't like, how to get along with people that are hard to get along with at work. The majority of people leave their jobs because of either the people they work with or their boss. It's not because of money, it's not benefits, it's not growth. The main reason that people leave their jobs is because they just simply cannot stand that person next to them that they work with, or they can't stand their supervisor, so they just leave. I'm going to tell you a story about, I had two employees that worked for me. They had worked with each other for a long time. And the one employee one day punched the other employee in the face, just out of the blue. They'd worked together. We thought they were best friends. When I brought them into the office, I asked her, why did you punch her in the face? And she goes, for 15 years, I've heard her crack her gum and clear her throat. It drives me crazy. I couldn't take it today, so I just punched her. Strange things like that happen. Working in a company is kind of like being in a marriage or a relationship. It's not always flowers and angels and horns blaring and that type of thing. There's a lot of work that has to be done in a relationship to make it work. There's a lot of work that has to be done at work in relationships. Not everybody that you work with is going to see things the way you see them. And some people are going to have agendas. The best advice that I can give you is don't share your personal life with people that you work with. I want to say that one more time because hardly anybody ever takes that advice, and take it to your heart. Do not talk about your personal life with your coworkers. I don't care how much you like them. I don't care how much you think they're a nice person. This is work. This isn't a social club to meet people. Yes, you socialize with people at work, but remember that information that you give them today, you may think that they're your best friend today. 6 months from now, that person can't stand you and was like, hey, she told me to your supervisor, she told me blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And the supervisor's like, really? Taking everything that you've said in confidence to her and blows it up to your supervisor, and all of a sudden you're sitting in an office talking about something that you told somebody in confidence 6 months ago. Don't do it. Stay friendly, stay approachable, but not too approachable, not too friendly. People shouldn't know what church you go to, how many kids you have, where you like to go on vacations, that type of thing. I know that used to be the norm in years gone by. It isn't anymore. Don't bring your personal life into your professional life. It will hurt you bad. And if you're working with somebody who seems like they have an axe to grind against you, or for whatever reason, you're going to kill yourself trying to figure out why that person doesn't like you, or why that person always sets you up, or why that person's always trying to make you look bad to the boss. Don't try to figure out their motivation. Some people are just unhappy motherfuckers. You can't make them happy for nothing. They can't make themselves happy. They're unhappy at home. They had unhappy childhoods, whatever it is. And this is something I learned the hard way from being married before. You cannot make an unhappy person happy. They can only make themselves happy. And unhappy people tend to be very negative and like to bring you down. Don't jump into that boat with them. Stay positive. Avoid them whenever you can. Deal with them where you have to with business. I'm not just saying, and then the person's like, hey, I can never get these reports from Joe. You're always avoiding me. Don't do that. Work the kind of work that you have to do with the person, but that's it. Boom. Do the work and then leave. Don't be rude. Don't be crude. Don't cut the person off. Just be professional. Yeah, here it is. Boom, I'm done. The person says, hey, how's it going with your daughter and blah, blah. Oh, it's fine. Go on to the next thing. Don't discuss your personal life, especially with somebody that seems like they have an agenda. If you're in a situation where you absolutely cannot stand it, you're working with a person that just, every day you go in, you can't sleep at night. You wake up thinking, oh, do I have to deal with her again today? Or, oh, how am I going to deal with this today? You got a couple of choices that you can make. And I had an old boss tell me this one time. You have 3 choices that you can make in life. 1, you can deal with it and just go with it. 2, you can quit, make a change, get out of that situation. Or 3, you can go tell a supervisor and say, I really need your help with this. The problem with going to the supervisor is generally the supervisor is going to bring the other person in, and you're going to have to confront that way. But that may be the way to go. Have the supervisor come in on the conversation and say, look, I can't work with her. She does this, she does that. She makes me crazy. I can't deal with it. And probably what the supervisor is going to tell you is, well, you can't be friends with everybody you work with. That's the main thing I always hear from supervisors. No, you can't, but you have to have a teamwork. You have to have a chemistry to get things done. The second one is, don't let somebody force you out of a job. That's what they want. They want you to quit and go away. They want to make life so incredibly hard on you that you just quit and walk away. Maybe they want your job. Maybe they're just like, hey, this is the 3rd person I've got to quit this year. Aha, isn't this fun? Don't leave your job because somebody's making you crazy, all right? Work on some strategy to improve it, or tell your supervisor, or try to get transferred to another department or something, but don't walk away. Or you can confront the person and just say, look, this drives me crazy. Please don't do it anymore. I'm telling you that you spend more time at work than you do with your spouses or your kids. You're more time with these people, but these people are not your friends. You can be friendly with them, but don't let them be friends. I'm telling you this from a human resource person, that every time I see somebody, they're the best of friends, and then a year down the road, they're at each other's throat, and this one's saying this one stole supplies, and this one's saying, well, this one left early and clocked out at a different time, and then I see it go back and forth all the time. Learn to deal with people in a way where you can put them aside, do your job. Don't worry about informing them about what life's like at your house. They don't need to know. It's information to keep private. Keep your private life private, and your professional career will soar. Blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.